Stood up just for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice entrance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When do we pay that?
I don't know. I think every month. It ain't gonna get any cheaper. It'd be better if they paid off on the other end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do pretty good over a year's time.
It's, yeah.
Morning, guys.
Pull together in a crowd already.
Makes me wonder what the hell we done now.
They just wanted to listen in on the payroll session when you guys get to it, and I don't know how soon you guys are gonna address that.
Probably within a half hour. Are they?
sign this once, but then you do official letterhead. We missed getting these signed last month. This is current month. I had another set of minutes, but CNC was having troubles yesterday.
I think so, I'm trying to get.
gonna make a motion to pass that.
Did I hear you make a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes for February 15th special meeting? Second. Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. There's one for the county attorney also. Okay, Nicole, I think we're ready for you.
First off, on the purchasing policy, I provided Scott a draft of that. We got some feedback from a couple of employees that I actually worked into that. Mainly, we got some feedback from Carol about like when we're dealing with state contracts that have really kind of strict requirements where we may only get one bid. Otherwise, the document is substantially the same. The only other thing, and I know we brought this up before, but I did want to run it by you guys again, was right now the emergency purchases policies we have limited at $2,500. I know I had initially requested maybe closer to $5,000, and you guys felt uncomfortable about that. And talking to a couple of the departments, my only concern with the 2,500 limit, I think it's possible that like EMS, Road and Bridge, and the sheriff, it is possible with like transportation issues that, I mean, we could get upwards, emergency purchase possibly could be upwards of maybe closer to 3,500. So I think that's the only thing at this point that you guys, if you're comfortable with the policy otherwise, adopt it, but I just wanted to, that is an issue that was identified to me by multiple employees that I wanted to make sure to air in front of you so you could take that into account before adopting the policy.
I can't imagine going over $2,500 in an emergency situation. I mean, do you guys have, has it ever happened? Either one of you, Dave. I'm looking at both of you.
On my scraper, if I blow a tire, it's going to be over that. It's closer to that 4,000, 4,500. And if it happens the day after commissioner meeting, then I have to wait 2 weeks or whatever for you guys to meet again. And then I got to wait to get one. I won't leave it sitting when I need it to be working.
Can we do some type of like phone call if it's above something, or?
The way the policy reads right now is when in the opinion of a department head an emergency exists which requires the immediate purchase, lease, or rental of goods or services, the department head may procure such good or services in the amount not to exceed $2,500. The department head shall submit documentation to the board on the next succeeding business day specifying the facts and reasons supporting the emergency purchase. A copy shall also be forwarded to the county clerk and the board with the invoice for payment.
That's pretty strict. That didn't leave much room for a phone call for any kind of approval. Of course, I'd feel uncomfortable just personally just approving $5,000 without consulting. I don't know. What do you think? Does it need to be raised or?
I don't know.
Well, it'd have to be with the understanding that this is an exception.
Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty, to me, that, I think the other thing you have to note under the policy is the way the policy is written is if you are having problems with a specific department head, you, as the commissioners, you guys always have the ability to tell that department head, at this point, this purchasing policy does not apply to you and you're going to need to start reporting to the board. So I think that's the thing is, you know, I mean, the point of this is to give you guys control while giving the department head some guidance and actual rules on how to handle purchasing issues. But at the same time, if for some reason an issue does present itself, it's not like you guys lose all control or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I'm happy with the way the resolution and the purchasing policy is worded. I think it's a good balance of being complete without being too much.
So restrictive.
Yeah. And considering that our purchasing policy before was literally like 2 sentences, which I think created a lot of issues for not only the clerk's office, but quite frankly, department heads. But at this point, I think it's ready to adopt with the exception of I had a few department heads raise that issue, and I just wanted to throw that out there before we adopted it.
My other concern is we're gonna be spending a lot of money on advertising costs because, you know, if you're gonna be purchasing oil millings, if you're gonna be doing bridge inspections, any large purchases, you're gonna have to be advertising it. Even though, like in bridge inspections, we're pretty well limited to a reliable contractor that's doing it, been doing it for 35 years. But
Well, I guess we can try it. We can raise the limit. Your suggestion's 5,000.
I was thinking, I mean, 3,500. I mean, I think the thing that we need to keep in mind with all these policies, like I was talking to Scott, we've had 15, 16 months of a lot of changes.
Sure.
It's not like these are set in stone. I mean, start with the policy, and I anticipate we're going to run into issues. And we can always go back and amend that policy and fix those issues as we come across them. I know, you know, some counties have a limit of 5,000. I was thinking 3,500 is kind of a nice in between, but I mean, ultimately that's a policy decision on your guys' part.
another question I'd have, say for, when I order tires, I try to get like 6 at a time, so we have some in stock and I get a better discount. Is that gonna be considered per item, or is that gonna be a group item?
It's whatever you're
Invoice
paying
says.
for at that time. Yeah. I think you're I know you expressed to me your concern, and as I talked to you about the oil purchases, my opinion was that was accepted out of the.
Which is exempted, yes.
Yes, it's exempted out, but it's purchase. So if whatever that invoice number is going to be the amount that it falls under.
Well, let's start somewhere. Let's start with the $3,500 and go with it for a
Well, I
month or two.
think 3,500. I mean, I know Dave's got concerns, but what have you been living under up until now? 500.
Well, that's true, I'd have to call them and get approval when it happens.
So, but I mean, we've been getting along with 500. we're moving to 3,500 now. That's a
Yeah,
big
we
jump.
just wasn't following policy.
Well,
Bottom line.
well, I don't know, I guess. I know it's policy, but doggone, if you gotta get a scraper back on the road, I don't think you're gonna see a problem out of us, as far as I'm concerned.
As long as it's
I
legitimate.
shouldn't say that on the camera, but,
As long as
you know, when it
it's
said it
legitimate.
was
Yeah,
an emergency,
I say let's start there
Okay.
and.
So do you want to adopt the policy and just change that one amount, but otherwise adopt it?
Sounds right.
Okay. Has that been prepared, that resolution for that? Oh. Do you want to just make that one change and then, I know I emailed it to you. Could I go just hammer it out
Yeah.
at some point? So that way we can at least get it.
Okay.
On the handbook, for employee policy, I think the last thing that we need to decide is the payroll. And then at this point, it's up to you guys how you want to handle adopting the handbook after we get to that point. I know there had been a discussion about having one final special meeting with department heads before you adopt it. I do think we're getting to the point where you guys need to start thinking about how you want to handle that. I think once we resolve the payroll issue, it's ready. I mean, you guys, it's ready to be adopted, so.
Yeah, you can have special meetings from now on and not accomplish anything or gain any ground. I think we're to the point where we need to, adopt it, sign it, and put it in practice.
Okay, so do you just want it set on the next commissioners meeting, and that way all the department heads will get a copy? I know they already have copies of it. We might want to set that, I think actually setting it separate on the agenda rather than in county attorney business, so that way we have sufficient time. So Scott, if we could get set on the agenda earlier for, I'm 30 minutes, just to make sure we get enough time for feedback, as early in the agenda as you can.
Okay.
And then could I,
Question real quick about that, if I could. I think both Carol and Ryan might have expressed some concern over our building's has to be open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
here's what I'm telling everyone.
Okay.
If
That's
you
my
have
only big
issues
concern.
with the employee policy handbook, email them to me ahead of time. Do not talk to me about it, because there's no way I can keep track of
But
every
you have that one, right?
No, I don't think I have that one in writing.
Okay. Sorry, that's
Nope,
why
that's okay.
didn't
And
give it
then
to you.
I will, with the exception the employee, the payroll issue, pretty much I'm going to present the handbook policy to the commissioners, and then go through the list of concerns that
Okay, I'll get that.
department heads have
Sure.
offered. And then I need 10 minutes executive session for legal counsel and advice.
Okay.
need a motion on that.
Motion.
Move that we go into executive session for 10 minutes for legal counsel and advice.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.